Yes, it does not deceive you. This is a review, Undead Unluck. It's happening. It's got to bring the energy. Red's in here in spirit. He has to, work and shit. So you couldn't. It's my fault. Long story. It's my fault. He couldn't be here, but it's okay. No worries. He'll be the next one. Right now, it's just me and David.
So I wanna jump in here and clarify a few things. It's definitely going to be a revolving cast for this series. Sometimes it'll be all three of us. Sometimes it'll be me and Thurman. Sometimes it'll be Thurman and Red. It just depends on who's available at the moment for recording these ones. I know a lot of you are wanting like mine and Red's opinions on it, but we got Thurman here, who's got the hype.
I'm here too. See, I love being like the Joker of the group, right? Because it's just like people are just like, Thurman's cool, but Rhett and Dave's what we're here for, right? And I'm just like the Joker, right? You can't run away from me. I'm here regardless. Okay.
I'm Batman. You're Joker.
I am what they can't see you and Red, but nah, I'm here.
Uh, we really needed you for this chapter because it is all sorts of insane. My fucking god.
So this chapter, bro, holy shit. So it's funny, right? Because I originally I was like, oh shit, right? They're here to get unrepaired. Because it's funny. I thought the negator they were looking for was this kid over here, right? The scary. I thought it, but then he was like, no, our 11th member is not going to be you. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
So, yeah, I've said many times I usually read these chapters during my lunch break or my second break at work. So I'm sitting there, I've got my hand over my mouth in the back corner of my break room. I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on here? This series, like, it captivated me from chapter 1. And it continues to do that every fucking week. So I'm so glad we had that little red herring. But we also have all of the action that's building up here for next week. Which, honestly, by the time this gets up, people will already have seen spoilers for next week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Spoilers never fail. Comes out at least on Thursday or Friday. I hate it. I hate it.
I mute my fucking Twitter. I mute my Facebook groups. I'm done. I'm done playing around. You spoil shit, your ass is muted. I'm done. So bad.
If you're a One Piece, My Hero, or Black Clover fan, you're just gonna get spoiled. Like even Jujutsu Kaisen's having that issue now too. I'm like, no. I'm happy I'm friends with other fans, but god damn it, guys, like let me wait, please. So anyway, right? So this power is interesting because I was like, okay, what is this kid's power gonna be? Like, what is his ability? So apparently, if he stands still, does he have? Okay, so we see him, right? He's standing still while the fucking mobsters, and he's like, he ties up his hair.
Yeah.
And then he's like, unmove. So, just like, is it like a fucking, like, he needs to tie up his hair? Like, I'm assuming he tied up his, okay, no. He tied up his hair because he has, like, the very, like, anime girl, like, badass edgelord, hair covers the eye thing, right? Which I find it very funny that aesthetic is on a coward character, right?
Yeah.
Like on the Sokka Usopp of the thing, right? So
of course I'm going to have hentai protag hair.
So we have him. He ties his hair and he says unmove. Don't move, right? So essentially his ability is
Stop
the bullets too, mind you. So it's like a paralysis, maybe like a time stop, maybe a time stop. Because if you look at them, they're not moving at all. Like they're like completely frozen in time.
2020 is not something you want to time stop, okay?
So, from what I figured, it's sort of like, I'm not gonna say paralysis. So more still like if he stares in one specific direction and says "don't move," it's a time stop sort of thing. That's what I'm assuming it does.
It's definitely seeming like time stop, like full on, like time distortion or time stopping here. Because bullets are stopping. It seems like everything else around is stopped, and just like, fuck.
So that's a pretty OP ability, mind you. So that's it.
This is somebody I want on my team. Not gonna lie.
I mean, because think about it, he's a lovable coward, bro. That's what he is. That's his aesthetic. Like he's
It's
gonna
perfect
be.
for him. It's perfect for him too. Like, imagine you're in the middle of like gang war territory, which seems to be kind of a norm here. Like everybody coming for him. Just time stop. Boom. Walk away. I'm gone. It's the perfect escape mechanism.
Yeah, pretty good power for a coward. Just saying. And it's crazy. So we see that this bitch over here, Fuko over here, gets stabbed, and she has 1 hour to die. Yeah, bro, like I'm like, yo, this author is going wild, bro. We have to kill Unrepair. So are they really gonna kill Unrepair, bro? Like,
I don't think we're gonna see a major death yet, but who knows? Like Modern Jump is this really bizarre fucking enigma. Like you're in an era where you have full on lesbian harem scene in Chainsaw Man. You have Dong Hang first chapter of Undead Unluck. You got Jujutsu Kaisen, which is batshit. You got Black Clover, which has got literal Satan in it. This is a weird era for Jump, and I live for it.
the era of the edgy, because this one, like, you thought the '90s, bro, it's fucking weird, bro. You would thought the '90s era, right? You got your Rona Kenshins, your Hunter Hunters, Dragon Balls. You '90s was pretty fucking hardcore shit, right? But nah, bro, 2020 is the year of the edge,
Yeah.
year of edge lords right now. Our aesthetic, bro. I said it many times in other reviews, but I have a soft spot for edgy characters, bro. Hey, listen, I love my comedy and shit, but I'm gonna be real, like the badass edge, like fucking weird ass posing, bro.
Thurman's over there like, all I know is pain.
Hey, listen, man, it's dope. We all wish that we could kill our emotions sometimes, and they do it.
2020 be hitting that real hard right now.
Fucking hate, bro. I hate my emotions so much, bro. I'd rather be a robot. Yeah.
I've joked about that all throughout when I was a kid. Like, I wish I could just be like fucking Cyrax and just replace body parts with, cybernetics.
Imagine a cybernetic dick, bro. That shit's fucking wild, man. Like, just imagine that. Just imagine that. She's like, "Are you ready for me?" I'm like, "Yeah." I put on the pants. This is all machinery, bro. Just full machine. You
Try to get me to come.
You have to press certain buttons on the dick just to make it go. You know what I'm saying? A customizable, bro. We're making moves. See, first review of Undead Unluck, and we're already making moves for ideas, bro. It's just pride, bro. Pride's happening right now.
Subscribe. Click that bell if you're just coming to the channel.
Think about it, bro. Like, think about imagine if you had like a robot dick that you could customize. Like, if there's some days you don't feel like going extra hard, autopilot, bro. Autopilot mode.
Thrust for me, dick. I did a 12-hour shift inside the truck. You do all the work for me.
No, that's funny. That is fucking hilarious. I would love that shit. That'd be, bro. Imagine that being a negator ability, bro.
Huh.
It's wild. So,
well, back to the review.
The review. So, I'm actually liking Unrepair. Actually, his personality is very interesting. Like, he reminds me of I forgot his fucking name, but his character trait kind of reminds me of like he doesn't have like a battle horny type of character, but not really. He seems like someone who's very he goes by his own morals sort of thing. Like, I won't do anything. Like, I hate the government. Like, I hate like rules type shit. Like, I follow my own like sort of way. If that makes sense, right?
He follows his own ninja way.
Yeah, he has that kind of aesthetic a little bit, which I find very interesting too, because
even with their modern edginess, if you want to put it that way, they still try to place those core values that have been with the Jump series forever.
Yeah,
you still have that never give up, never surrender style thing. You have like all the protect my friends here. You still have those core values that are instilled in all these shows throughout time. So that's good that they're keeping to that, but they're also pushing towards a more mature audience because they realize their readers are more mature as time goes on. Your core demographic is able to understand a deeper level than they were 10, 20 years ago. So now we have like full on edgy, like, well, we all know that Net Nanny failed way back in the 90s. People know what a dick is, but they're going to also understand why that censor bar is there. They're going to understand this dark humor because, well, YouTube's a thing, and that's like 90% of the videos on YouTube that are targeted through the algorithm towards that younger audience. And now we have this series, which has some of the most insane antics I've seen since fucking Gintama.
Oh yeah.
Now, you read all of Shonen, the Weekly Shonen Jump. Is there anything that is on the level of batshit that Gintama was in the new gag mangas, or is this as fucked up as we get?
And I'm liking the combat too. It's very this author knows how to do combat very well. It's like the choreograph. How the fuck you say the word?
The choreography.
Choreograph. Yeah, that word. Yeah, and
That
so
spreads in my forte. We
so I'm.
critique that shit every year when Ruby comes out.
Oh yeah, I fucking love a good fight. I'm a slut for fights. So it's very interesting. So if they manage to kill off Unrepaired, do you think they might add this kid? Because I mean, Unmove, while it was extremely like lucky or unlucky, pun intended, haha, that they found him. That's actually a pretty useful ability. Like be able to time stop anything you look at. Like that's pretty interesting. Now, of course, with the series, everything has a weakness, right? So like as he says here. He's like, yes, so he has to keep staring at something.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then if they move, he says like, oh wait, I just realized if I release my power, I'll die. And then, so basically, he has to keep looking at a certain person or thing and whatnot. So it's interesting. So I almost feel like his ability is more so like a support move. So like if he say heaven forbid that he does end up becoming their 11th seat after they kill Repair, who knows if they kill Repair or not? But hypothetical, he probably better off being paired with someone who could be able to utilize his ability very well if he was trying to help with the apocalypse shit. Because as we know, apocalypse is it's required depending on the quest. You have to have a number of participants. You know, you have up to 1, 2, or 3. So
you definitely want to be a soloer.
Yeah, you're kind of stupid having someone who literally needs someone else to be there to fucking fight, a giant fucking monster by himself.
So you definitely get paired off with somebody. You're right there. See, I feel like he's not going to be a replacement so much as he's going to be that 11th seat because he kind of rounds out the roster rather well.
Oh yeah.
He's the mage to the team of full-on fucking warriors. You need that one support character in your party, and you got to have one that's really, really overpowered. And they've really got it here. So I don't think we're going to see a major death 20-some chapters in. But then again, this is Modern Jump. If he replaces Unrepair, who would get the other seat then? Is there a buffer for how quickly a seat can be refilled?
I mean, I think they have to, because I know the 11th seat is open, and then they wanted to add on Repair because that was a location. But honestly, as fucking crazy as Apocalypse is, I don't think he'll care. I think it's up to Unjustice to see who gets added and whatnot, because she's definitely the leader. And so his power, while because what's his name? Unrepaired came just for him, right? Mm-hmm. They want this power for some reason, because they're right. This power is very powerful if used correctly, right? But the power is with someone who's a coward, unfortunately. So that's their whole goal, and I'm finding it interesting too. I know last chapter, or I think this chapter too, they said that if you die with if the negator dies, their ability doesn't go away; it gets transferred to someone else.
Yeah.
That's shit. That's some devil fruit type shit. Like if a devil fruit user dies, their devil fruit ability goes to the next available fruit. So I'm curious about if a negator actually does die. Because if that makes if with that regards, wouldn't that mean that the other two people that they've killed during this entire series, their negator's abilities probably went to other people who are around the area?
Right. So that's what's so wild to me. Like, in their own lore here, if that's the case, the two that they offed, it means that those seats are tied because Andy and Fugo took 2 seats. Those 2 seats were tied to the human, not the ability, which makes sense. But it also is like there were plenty of people theoretically in that space where they got offed. So wouldn't those powers be added back to, like, here's the location of the next, in line for this power? And they can
Yeah.
just add those powers back to the fucking council.
Because that's interesting. Because I mean, if that was the case, then it would probably make more sense to just it's dark as shit, but just kill someone and then have someone that you want to have the power next to you, and then they'll get the power. But we have to know how it works though, because if they die and the power gets transferred, then does it mean that Apocalypse just decides to put that power to someone else, or is it kind of like how in One Piece where Devil Fruit user dies, the next fruit that's in the area becomes that fruit that they have. So it's interesting. We have to.
It makes sense why we're JRPGing this and just saying, "Fuck it, let's kill God."
Yeah, shit. At this point, it definitely is because we don't really know. We don't know much about how it works. All we really know is that hey, we have a fucking
a god that's a dick, and we need to kill it.
Yeah, and already we see that this is like another organization right here. So we know the seats, if you will, has a rival, and this is Unrepair. It's unfortunate though that the person that they're looking for, is has his own organization that's trying to do the opposite.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's weird. Like I want to know what he said that. What did he say? He said what did he say? Because I want to know what his true motive would be. Because now, why does he want Unmove, and what is his underlying goal? Because they want to prevent injustice, and everyone else wants to prevent the apocalypse from happening. But them, I don't know what their underlying goal is. I have to look and see what. Let me see what it says. He says what? I think he probably said it last chapter. I think, but I probably have to go back and look. I can go back and look right now. Keep talking, David.
So, I want your thoughts on where we are going to go moving forward with this series, because there's about 20 different directions I can see it going. And I really, really, really want to see one thing out of this series before we wrap up this arc here. And I want to see if you can figure out how they'll pull it off. Because I want to see these two organizations have like their Hunter x Hunter moment, or like meeting of the minds here, like a Meruem Netero level. Like, I know we're both equally shit in our own rights, but I want to have our own little battle of wills here. I would love to see Injustice and this new figurehead here have that moment. Do you think that this author could pull off something that of that caliber this early on in the game, or do you think that's going to be somewhere down the line?
Probably somewhere down the line, because the Union, especially since they get one, I think it was every 3 months, right? Or it's every month they get a new task, right?
Yep.
Like every 3 months or every month, whatever, is a new task. So we're definitely the author is definitely gonna have to find us something we can do to find that breaking point from the not taking task. And by the way, I couldn't find what his goal was, so we don't know what his underlying goal is yet. So, but back to what your question is, it's interesting because I'm like, okay, so if they decide not to have unrepair here, like what's really gonna what's really gonna take place? Because keep in mind, this is not a mission. They're not required to have unrepair. It's just unrepair's ability is very useful,
Yeah.
and honestly, if I were them, I'll be like, fuck unrepair. Unmove is almost just as useful. Because from what I gather, unrepair just means that you can't repair wounds, I believe. And so I think having a time stop is probably better than having an ability that, makes sure you can't repair. But I mean, you never know, right? Like, it depends on how the ability is used. But it's interesting because if they were to have an arc like that, I think that'd be like fucking like Chimera Ant, Elfrey reincarnation, like fucking like Marine Ford type of arc, right? Where it's just like organization versus organization, and Injustice and Unrepair over here are gonna have a fucking like, because I mean it's gonna be a battle of morals, a battle of plans, right? Because they keep in mind too, like I said, they came here for Unrepair, while Unrepair came here for Unmove, right? So it's probably going to be like, and they want to kill Unmove because his apparently, the kid is a coward. He's an Usopp, but it's fine. So what's interesting is the fact that they're all here, right? And what is Unrepaired's underlying goal is? That's what we need to know. Because if he's here just trying to get negators, right? Like, what does he need negators for? Is he also trying to stop Apocalypse? Is he trying to, is another goal in mind? Is he serving someone else? Is he the true leader? We really don't know. And
Well, Unrepaired doesn't seem to have any shits given about offing negators and getting their powers transferred to somebody useful.
yeah,
So there is a greater goal here, and it's building at least for now, it's building the most powerful team possible. And while that's a worthwhile goal, for a world like this anyway, I definitely don't see it just being the only fucking goal he has. So there has to be more to it, and I'm hoping down the line we get more clarification on that. As well as I would love a lore drop more on the game that Apocalypse is playing here, because clearly you're in a no-win situation because new fucking baddies are added every so often, regardless of how many missions are cleared. You have the limited number of seats. It's playing a master's game with nothing but fucking pawns. And it's fucking wild. So, it definitely makes sense to add as many seats as possible to the council here. And hopefully they can add more than 11, because it's going to take more than 11 to take down a god. Unless we see mass casualties in like an unrepaired level of fucking, you know what? Let's go and build the strongest team possible. Let's go get everybody. Let's go get, let's get a fucking Sephiroth level over here.
So, shit, man. Whew. Anything else you want to talk about? Because I mean, this is a great chapter. I really wish, honestly, it's way easier to just call them by their move name.
Right.
Like, we have Fuko, we have Andy, but it's way easier to just call them like Unmove and Unrepair until
exactly, and that's probably how we're going to do it.
Yeah,
Feel free to chastise us in the comments, but it's just fucking easier that way.
You already know they're gonna do that. Oh, his name is actually this. Why are you calling him Unrepair?
His name is Tatsamaki Muladuga.
Like, nah, we're good. So,
I'm already horrible at pronunciation.
So like, Unmoved, his name is Chi, but I mean, I'm real. Calling them by their ability name is way cooler. I'm gonna be real.
I've got One Punch Man on the mind because I was watching season 2's. By the way, horrible animation in season 2 while I was on break today, and my God, oh, I feel so bad now. I see why One Punch Man fans were so fucking mad about the animation style because it was abysmal.
Quality.
But yeah, um, moving forward, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you manage to make it past all of our bullshit talking, it's going to be a revolving cast, obviously. But we wanted to give you guys a little bit of a treat this week, especially since there's like fuck all for chapters for our channel.
Yeah, let us know if you like the David Thurman, connection. You know what I'm talking about. It's been like this since Planet Unity days. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
It's been there.
Yeah, it has. And you and I are going to be doing a lot of anime-related shit this season.
Oh yeah,
especially
for sure.
near the end of the season. There's
Get
going to
ready
be
bringing back a very important video we'd love to do way back when.
Oh my God, that we did one of.
2 actually, we did 2.
Oh yeah, we did do 2 technically. One was in a podcast.
we did 1. We did 2. We did 1 for you did 2, and then but I don't think the second one ever got released. We filmed it though.
We filmed it, and wait, was that the hard drive failure, or was that by the time it got close to being done editing, it's been another anime season already.
Yeah, like 2 days. Yeah, David. We kept trying to force Red to edit it. He was like, "No, we're not editing." Like he always, but I'm editing. I'm gonna edit. He was like, because that was back in a very rough time, you know.
Oh yeah.
I think he just moved out during that time and all that stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that. So,
that's when I fucked off and went back home because I could live rent free.
yeah. So, it's great. But this time we're better. We're adults. We're good. You know.
We're adults. One of us is in the process of buying a house.
But you guys ready? The first ever Undead Unluck chapter rating. David, does Rhett tell you about the ratings that I give?
He has mentioned them.
I give, for those of you who don't know, who are new, after every chapter of everything I review, I did it for Chainsaw Man too.
I did listen to your Chainsaw Man review. I watched your content, Thurman.
Oh, I know.
I was picturing you were like, he's dead. He jumped off the building.
So basically these it's a thing I started doing like a long time ago. I don't know when I started it, but I was just like, it's kind of stuck. So I'm definitely going to do it. And Red's just like, oh, okay, it's stuck in now. So I give a rating after every review for the chapter. And it's great. So this chapter, oh God, it's actually really, really good. Let's see how it compares to Dr. Stone's. I'm giving this chapter a 9 out of 10, dude. It was fucking good. Great action, you know. Great. I love the dialogue too. Dialogue between Andy and Unrepair, for sure. And then I love how Unmoved got a little flashback here, and I love this little moment where he's like, "Oh shit, this girl I don't know just protected me is gonna die in an hour. Let me help you." And I love that. This is a very good aesthetic. One thing I forgot to mention too is like Andy. Holy shit. Do you forget that Andy, as soon as he saw Fugo get stabbed, my man's just going to go complete berserk. But Fugo's like, it's okay, Andy. I'm good. I'm fine. He was like, all right. I'm good. I'm all right. I was like, holy shit. This man was about to go off. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. I'm going to agree with you and give this a 9.5. The only chapter that's topped it this week, and I've read about a quarter of this week's weekly Shonen Jump, because I don't do the One Piece. I let shit build up for that. Read it in chunks. I don't do the My Hero. Oh God, one of these guys don't read My Hero.
He doesn't like trash. I'm just playing. I like My Hero. My Hero fans are gonna click on this. They're gonna think I'm shit talking My Hero and praising Black Clover again.
Oh yeah, the one or two guys in the comments. Black Clover was great. I'm going to be binging Jujutsu Kaisen, it looks like, according to the poll. So that'll be interesting. Spy X Family didn't exist this week, but Chainsaw Man topped it for me.
Photo. Review the photo.
I did joke that we might be able to squeeze like a minute review out of the grading Bond's fluff.
To make content out of a photo.
I did tout that around. You can vouch for that.
Highly analyze the Spy X family photo, just so you can see. Try to make content out of that. I would cry. If that actually got like 1,000 views, I'd die.
I would have died inside. You got top videos on the channel: Chainsaw Man, My Hero, The Return of Neo and Ruby, and we're not even counting the Ahsoka video. That's a fucking anomaly. Spy X Family 1 minute review.
1 minute review about a photo. These guys can analyze anything.
Top tier channel. But yeah, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. And with that, till next week, guys. In like 4 days, peace.
Peace.